Show. Reigning champ, Tim Keck.
Timothy Keck. You're listening to
Come at me show.
Come at me show.
Basketball shorts.
Come at me show. Did we say the show was good?
Hey, everybody. Here we are. Here we go. What's up? What's happening? Come at me show back with another banger. This week's topic, candy. Who would have seen it coming? A week before Halloween. Next week, we'll talk about Halloween. Today, just candy. Of course, I'm not going to talk about candy yet. We start off topic as usual. You didn't think this would be the one episode where I dedicated a whole podcast to one topic that was predetermined. No. I couldn't possibly. Beard envy. It's a real thing. I've been growing out this beard. I've been growing this thing out since it's my little quarantine beard. It's rocking now. I'll be honest. I'm looking at myself in my camera, which, you know, if you want to watch on YouTube for whatever reason, you can totally see me. I should post some clips on the gram. Look at that. I just got this luscious beard. I mean, it looks great on camera. It looks incredible. I'm just stroking it now. I can't get enough of it. It's like there was a rough patch for a minute. All right. I've rocked the beard for now like years now. Maybe a decade I've had a beard. Shaved it off. I've gotten clean shaven a couple of times since then. Maybe once a year I'll randomly just go super clean shaven. I went clean shaven during the quarantine. I saw how round and fat my face was and I said never again. And then, you know, eventually a little while from now, I'm going to go clean shaven again and I'm going to see it and be like, ugh, disgusting. And then never again. Shaving is also a pain. It's just nice to not shave. Not shaving it's great. It's relaxing. I like the beard trimmer. The beard trimmer, you just go over it real quick. You just do a quick little buzz, and it's short and it looks fine. It's nice. The beard trim's nice. It's easy. It's simple. And I miss the feeling of shaving your face. Like a smooth face shave is just incredible. It's a little bit annoying, but I don't know. Maybe this is just one of the, you know, many perks of being a man. I don't hear ladies ever talk about how great it feels to shave their legs. I have no idea. Maybe it's great to shave their legs. Maybe shaving your armpits is super fun, but it feels like an inconvenience they go through to make, you know, their significant other happy or themselves happy. You know, it's a great cosmetic thing, but it still is like it's a thing you have to do. You know, and sometimes shaving your face is a thing you have to do. You have a job, you can't have a beard, you work in a restaurant, and you don't want to have to wear one of those lunch lady hairnets on your face, which I've seen people do. It's unnerving and it makes everyone uncomfortable that you have to wear a net for your beard. I'd rather you get beard hair in my sandwich than have to wear one of those nets, honestly, if I have to look at it. In a vacuum, sure. If you're in the back, put on the net, or I don't have to see it. But as soon as I see you with that weird net on your beard, I'm like, oh, who is this psychopath that is rocking a beard? I don't know why that's crazy. The beard. It's great. It's wonderful. But the shave, man, just like a nice, when you have like a warm, you get out of the shower, your hair is like all soft from the shower. And then you put some shaving cream on there. I like gel. I like the cream. It's one of the few gifts I've ever been able to give my father was to show him shower shaving gel, you know, because the cream is great, but the shower gel, like the Gillette, it like comes out as like a jelly ooze thing that you rub on. Oh, that stuff's incredible. It's an exciting day in any man's life when you're a young man and you start turning, I don't know how old I was, 15, 16. I just started getting razors in the mail. Did you guys this happen to anybody out there? Gillette just started sending me razor blades. I can't even name another company because I got a Gillette one and I was like, fuck yeah, this is me now. I'm just a Gillette guy, which I'm sure is what they want you to do. They want you to like find your thing. They're getting you while you're young, because once you're older, you're just like, I'm set in my ways. This is what I want. This is who I am now. This is what I'm going to be. I mean, it's a goal of mine eventually to find the one version of everything that I like. Get the best razor blades. Get my favorite shaving cream. That's already done. I've got it. It's the shower gel, which somebody sent to me. I was using cream before. I was using my dad's cream. It was like Old Spice shaving cream or whatever it was. And it was a hot, gooey mess. And then I got the gel. Incredible. My dad borrowed it one day. It hasn't gone back. It's incredible. It's life-changing, you know? I can't wait till my future son gets sent stuff in the mail. And then all of a sudden I'm shaving with like, I don't know, Octopus Ink or something like that. Something next level like that. I want to see what the next generation is doing, but it's too late. I'm stuck in my ways. Whatever. This is a long roundabout way of saying that a nice warm shave. Oh man, just gel all over your face. A nice smooth razor blade just guiding down your stubble, releasing that smooth skin underneath. It feels weird. It feels real weird when you have a beard and you go straight shave, but it is... The shave's incredible. I've always wanted a straight razor shave. That's like a dream. That's a dream of mine. I've never done it. I've also never had enough stubble. I want to like grow it out a little bit. You can't just be like, you have a, what do you call it? A day's shadow, moon shadow, a half day's, a shadow. What's the term for when your beard, it has a shadow. Somebody knows this. Whatever. You have a beard. It's got a little bit of stubble. That's not good enough. I want to go full beard, and then I want to go to a place with a straight razor, and I want to tilt back in a chair, and I want an old man to pat my face with a wet towel, with a warm towel, and then straight razor shave my face, and then I'll be beautiful forever. And I imagine once that happens, you never need to shave again. The blade gets so close to your skin, all the hair is permanently seared, for like lasered off of your face with the precision that only comes with old age and experience. You know, having another man shave you seems like the epitome of like wealth and happiness and opportunity. You know? Like your life must be pretty damn great if you have another human being there to shave your face. Completely unnecessary. You can do that yourself. A massage, you need somebody else. You can't massage yourself. But a shave, you can shave yourself easily, with ease, but to have have a professional shaver shave your face, it's got to be the best thing in the world. It's a dream. It's a dream of mine. And sure, I'm going to shave off the beard eventually. Eventually, I'm going to have to buzz it again. I can't go on like this forever. But I get so much encouragement about the beard. It's crazy. Every guy out there sees another man with a beard and goes, "Good job, man. Keep it up." Do your thing, man. Because either they can't grow a beard or they can grow a beard and they want somebody else in the club because they have a beard, or they can grow a beard, but for whatever reason, they're not currently. And they're like, man, I miss that beard. I miss the beard. People love it when someone else has a beard. When someone else has a beard, it's the coolest thing in the world. But when you're growing your own beard, you got beard problems, you know? Today, I had chicken wings for dinner. Got a lot of sauce on the beard. That's a new thing. I haven't had to experience that forever. Normally I keep it kind of tight, but trying to eat a saucy wing with a thick bushy beard, I made a thick bushy beard wing mess. It went exactly the way it does in movies and stuff. When cavemen crack open a watermelon on a rock and then they just eat it and then there's just juices dripping all over their beard. I'm saving things for later. I mean, this thing's incredible. I mean, it's kind of a pain. It feels odd sometimes, but it's also delicious and incredible. And I'm still tasting honey barbecue sauce from my meal hours ago. And I don't hate it. It's not the worst thing ever. But it's a little bit annoying. It's a little bit annoying is all I'm saying. And it's going to be... I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. I'm happy that all of you guys get to live vicariously through me. There was a rough patch. Like when I had really long hair in college. I was like wrestling in high school, so my hair was always buzzed short because my mom would just do it at home, and it's the safest thing to do. If you're getting a home haircut, just stick with a buzz. That seems like that's a pretty easy one to do. Hard to mess up a buzz. I did it to myself with a beard trimmer, so I'm probably going to do it again soon. It's not that hard. So you stick with a buzz. I did that all through high school. Then I got to college. I didn't have to buzz my hair really for wrestling. So I just let it grow. And then I let it grow. And then I let it grow. And then it got to the point where it's like, I should probably cut this. But it was like, I really wanted to donate it to Locks of Love, because they wanted 12 inches. I think they wanted like a foot, like 10 inches to 12 inches. And I was so close. You have to put all your hair in a ponytail. And then they put like a hairband around it, and they put a hairband at the bottom, and the distance between the two needs to be like 10 inches or 12 inches or whatever it is, so they can make wigs out of it or for people who need them. And I was that close. And I was like, I'm never going to be this close again. I want to do this thing. It's a nice thing to do. So I wrote it out for another like 3 or 4 months to get it to that length. But those were a rough 3 or 4 months. And then it finally got that long, and then it was shaved. So I don't know. Maybe the same thing's happening with this beard. Maybe I'm waiting until it's long enough to donate my beard hair to someone who needs it. Someone with alopecia, right? Is that the thing where you're hairless and they just want, I don't know, they want chest hair or something like that. And I can give that to them in the form of my beard hair. That could be it. Maybe they want a beard for the first time ever, and they could put that on. They could apply that somehow. There's a stage when you're growing out your hair long. There's a state, because the hair kind of does like a little S thing. Your hair kind of like does a little curve thing, and you don't notice until it starts to get longer. And then there's a moment where my hair, at least, was like all curly, where it all just kind of curled up and did little bops. And then it gets long again. And then the weight of the hair, because it's so long, starts to strain it out again. And that's when it gets good. And I felt that with the beard. It was like short, like the usual length. And then it got a little longer. And now it's like a little fuller. And now it feels like full beard. Now it's like a real man's beard. And I know, because every time I go outside, people are giving me a thumbs up. Lumberjacks are stopping what they're doing, and they're throwing up a thumb, being like, yeah, Tim, fuck yeah, you did it. Tim, I heard about your new segment. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Big old thumbs up for you, Tim, with your beard looking the way you do. You have some nerve showing up here looking all good like that around us lumberjacks. We love you, man. We love what you're doing. We're big fans of your work. And I say, big fans of your work, dudes. Keep it up. I need wood. And they're like, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Beard brothers for life. And then they slit their palms so that there's blood. And then we clasp bloody palms, and we take a beard oath. And we promise, to always be there when the world needs us most with our beards. So I'm probably going to shave it soon. Here's a pet peeve of mine. A real pet peeve. When I was walking along, talking to my lumberjack friends, trying to walk along, walking down the street. Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm not. I'm back. Drivers, when you're a driver, there are people out there who have just such big hearts, and you're a generous spirit, and I love you for it. But sometimes it comes at the expense of others, and you don't mean it to, but sometimes it's to our detriment. For example, I was waiting to cross the street, and I was waiting because there wasn't a stop sign, man. No stop sign there. Cars just driving by. And I know I'm going to wait until there's no cars, and then I'll cross the street, because I'm an adult and I've been crossing streets my entire life. And you got to learn how to cross streets. No cars are coming. It's safe to cross. But then this guy, I could see a bunch of cars coming. I'm waiting. And then one of the cars in the front stops and starts waving me to cross. And it's like, dude, no. I don't like that at all. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. That dude sucks. He's a piece of shit, except he's not. He's trying to do a nice thing. In his mind, he's like, well, I'm going to let this person go. But now it's just on me. Now you're like putting me on the spot. Now I have to cross the road in front of you. You know what I'm saying? It's not the law. I am now breaking the law. Right? I'm jaywalking in the middle of this street. The rules of the road are cars have the right of way. You got to keep driving, man. The second you stop and start waving me across, now I'm like, fuck, I got to cross. And you know what happens in Brooklyn when cars stop? People drive around them all the time. You know why? Because motherfuckers out here are double parking constantly. They're the worst kinds of people, double parkers. They're trash human beings, because we use both sides of the street. If you haven't been in a city before, people park on the street and they use both sides of the street. So there's a little path in between those two. It's like a 3-lane road. It's not 3 lanes, but you have room for 3.5 cars of the width of these streets. We have two 2 cars on there already, one on either side. So then somebody double parks, and now you've got a half a car's length left for a whole car to fit through, and now somebody's laying on the horn. Now there's the people double park, and then they go inside and they just I don't know what they do. They go shopping. They hop on YouTube and blog or whatever the fuck they're doing. They go in and watch the game for a while, and then like a city bus tries to pass them, and they're just laying on the horn, and everyone's like, I don't know, he's gone. We got to find this person. And then they come running out, and they're like, oh, whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to move my stuff. And it's like, whatever, man. Find a fire hydrant. That's what everybody does. So I get waved. And I inch in front of this guy, and I'm like looking both ways because I don't want somebody to pass him, light me up, and then keep driving. And then maybe that first guy is going to be like, what? Now if I get hit by this car and I die, now this guy is like, whoa, my God, I waved that guy. And now that's a burden that he has to carry for the rest of his life. And now I'm worried that this guy's worrying. And so I'm like looking back and I'm like, oh my God, maybe there is a stop sign. I'm questioning myself. I look at the stop sign, blah, blah, blah. And then I start walking across the street, and the guy's like, yeah, there's no stop sign. I'm just being nice. And he's like mad at me for like looking confused and like trying to cross the street. And now I'm upset that he's upset because I don't want anybody to be upset. And I know he's doing a nice thing, but I hate the fact that he's doing this thing. And he's dumb and he shouldn't be doing that, but his heart's in the right place. So don't stop for people. That's what I got to say. If somebody stopped and waiting, don't wave anybody. That's a good rule of the road. Don't wave anybody, because as soon as you wave somebody, now it's like your fault. If I cross the street and I get hit by a car, I'm like, oh, that guy waved me across. I thought it was okay. And I'm going to take you to court. And I'm going to sue the pants off you guy in that car. And I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but if you're listening to this, you shouldn't have stopped. Your heart's in the right place, but don't hang me out to dry like that. And cool. That's our off topic. Guys, time for our favorite new segment of the week, even though sometimes I have multiple episodes a week, and the second one is usually like different with a guest or me reading a kid's book. But so when I say like this week, I really mean like the Tuesday episode of the show. So that's for time for everybody's segment of the Tuesday episode of the show where Tim's by himself and talks into his own microphone, and he came up with a new idea that's completely original. New segment, thumbs up, thumbs down, everybody. Time for thumbs up, thumbs down, a hold for applause wherever you are standing in your car clapping this new segment. Thumbs up to the New York Jets. 0-7, guys. Incredible. My New York Jets. I love the Jets, I guess. I don't love them, but they're my team. I was burdened by my father and his father before him with a love and hate of the New York Jets. I got to tell you, they've been hard to watch. They have not been good. They are a bad team. I'm sure you could gather that from the record that is 0-7. But now we're at the point in the year where it's like time to make history, 0-7. We could win the rest of the games and still not make. We have no C. Our season's over. We're terrible. We're trash. We might as well try and be the best, worst team we possibly can, because that's something to root for. Let's lose all the games. That's what I want now. I don't want to win like 2 games this season. Grow up. Let's lose every single game. And now I have a reason to be invested in the Jets. I'm going to watch and root for their failure because I have to root for something. And I can't root for them to win because that's an unrealistic goal. But rooting for them to lose, that's something they can do. They're the best at it in the league, maybe ever. There was a team, weren't the Lions? Didn't they lose every game? We could be the new Lions, guys. The Lions, they're doing okay now, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the Lions are doing, but the Jets are terrible. I blame Adam Gase. I blame everybody. The owners are bad. They hired, you know what they did? was they hired for the New York Jets coach a guy in Adam Gase who was the head coach of one of the most mediocre Miami Dolphins teams ever. I think his record was 25 and 20 or 23 and 25 there. Just his regular season record. He was just mediocre to bad with the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are our rivals. They're in our division. And the Jets were like, wow, look at this guy and how average he is in Miami. I bet he could be terrible for us. Let's grab this mediocre guy before, I don't know, some high school picks him up. It takes him away from us. Great. Now we have this dud coaching the team who's terrible. He's obviously going to get fired, and he's got that, whatever, do whatever he wants because he's on his way out thing. He's desperate. He's playing injured rookies because fuck it. He's going to get fired. So he doesn't want to get fired. So he might as well throw out all the stops. Damn the team's future. Damn keeping players healthy. He's going to do whatever it takes for him to stick around. And that's terrible. It's bad for the team. It's bad for everybody. The Jets just waived Le'Veon Bell for some reason. They paid this running back, supposedly one of the best running backs in the league, a ton of money to play for them. He was so upset. He didn't want to play for them anymore. They didn't trade him. They just waived him. And then he goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are just like the best team of all time, I guess. I don't know. They're bad. If you can't be the best, be the worst. And now I'm just pulling for the Jets to be the worst. And Jets, thumbs up. I think you can do it. I think you can be the worst team ever. You've gotten rid of all your good players. We can tank for, I want to say tanking for Tua. That's not who it is. Who's the number one Jets draft pick? New York Jets draft pick 2021. Is that a thing? No, 2020. I'm not going to be able to find this so quick. 2021. People love watching me Google stuff. Who's the guy? Number one draft pick, NFL 2021. Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. He's the quarterback. 6'6", 220 pounds. You know what sucks in football, if you ever watch the draft? Picking a lineman in the first round. I get that they're important and like they're an essential part of your team, but nothing says turning around a franchise like picking a lineman number one. I get that they're essential. Linemen may be the most important guys. They're the closest to the ball, probably the most important guys. But when you draft a quarterback in the first round, it's like, yeah, all right. We're gonna kick some asses here. Now we have a quarterback. We got a first round quarterback. This guy's gonna be awesome. Now we have an offense. You draft a wide receiver in the first round. You're like, yes. Now we've got the best wide receiver. We're gonna be bombing it down the field. We're gonna be scoring points. And you draft a defensive tackle. It's like, okay. He's gonna pressure the quarterback. That's fun. That's cool. That'll be neat. But a quarterback in the first round, exciting. Drafting a quarterback in the fifth round, not exciting. I know lots of teams do that. They're like, well, we're going to find the quarterback of the future in the third round. It's like, what are you talking? I know that happens. There's probably great quarterbacks in the league now who were drafted late, but how do you get excited? Oh, this team took the quarterback of the future in the sixth round. Now you're just saying like, oh, we threw a dart at this guy. Maybe he'll be good. Like, you don't know. Nobody drafts a quarterback in the sixth round and is like, this guy's going to start. This is the building block of our future. You're throwing a dart in the sixth round. And if he ends up being Aaron Rodgers, then he ends up being Aaron Rodgers. But you can't claim like, oh, we always knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be good. Oh, my God, we took Tom Brady in the seventh round. I knew day one he was going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Give me a break. This is a guy, Trevor Lawrence, Clemson Jr., 6'6", 220. That's what pops up immediately when I Googled him. He's the projected number one overall pick. And I don't know if this was just a meme or if this is fact, but I saw some quote from him saying that if the Jets are number one, he's just going to stay in college, which is fair. Dude. I would love for you to play for the Jets. I would love for the Jets for once to like have a good quarterback. In my lifetime, they have not had a single good quarterback. For a second, they were like, oh yeah, Mark Sanchez, he's going to be great. It's like, what are you talking about? Mark Sanchez sucks. He always sucked. He was bad. And then God somehow granted them the blessing of Tim Tebow being on their team. And they put him at wideout and had Mark Sanchez throw balls into the back of his helmet. Like, grow up. Terrible. So Trevor Lawrence, I hope you entered the draft and you're unable to back out, and then somehow the Jets are the worst team of the year, and we draft you, and you're great, you're the future, and you turn around our franchise. So thumbs up to the Jets for being the worst. Fingers crossed, you're the worst. Guys, this is a lightning round. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs down. New iPhone. What the fuck? Dropping a lot of F-bombs this episode. New iPhone 12. I saw this thing, like an unboxing thing with the iPhone. New iPhone doesn't come with headphones, doesn't come with a charger. It comes with a cable, the iPhone, and then just a kick in the ass on your way out the door. They do not care anymore. Apple doesn't give an F. They are done. They might as well just, put the iPhone in a paper bag and throw it through your window as they drive by outside. Just put it through your window like a brick and then drive off for all the craps they give about making the phone good for us. Then now you have to buy more stuff. Now you have to buy these Apple Pod things, which are like $200 for like Bluetooth headphones, which I'm wearing right now, but I got for free with my computer, which is the only way to do it, guys. Give it in for free. Give us headphones. I want headphones. If I buy an iPhone and it's like, cool, we have to buy these 8 other pieces in order for it to work. You didn't really sell me an iPhone. You sold me a part of an iPhone. All right. An iPhone without headphones is a computer without headphones. I mean, it's bull. And they're like, well, everyone's using these charging pads now. All right. And I have charging pads. I got charging pads all over my house. Look, I got one right here. I love this thing. You know what? It's not Apple. It's not an Apple charger. It's a whatever. It's a third party charger. I got a MacBook. I got a MacBook Air that I'm doing all my editing and recording on. I had to buy a dongle because it only has like 2 ports in it. So I had to buy a third-party dongle with all these attachments so I can plug in a USB microphone and record this podcast. Apple, what's going on, man? Either these monsters are just trying to rip us off and have us spend more money, or maybe they're just trying to help out all these third-party places. Apple is supporting a whole economy of people who are making the things that you need if you buy an iPhone. First, it started with cases. Apple doesn't make like an iPhone case. You got to get like an OtterBox or whatever it is, or you buy, another third-party box. Because if you have an iPhone, never trust someone who just is walking around with a loose iPhone. Who is this sociopath? It's either a nerd who never takes any risks, and you don't want to be friends with those people anyway, or it's a sociopath who doesn't care if their entire world shatters and collapses around them. Either way, you steer clear of these people. Get yourself someone with a thick case. And a charger, but I'm committed. I'm committed to Apple somehow. I don't know. I shouldn't be. Because I'm a single guy, I have to have an iPhone. It's essential. If I can't be texting these Tinder girls, sending them green text bubbles. Like, what is? They won't take you seriously. They're gonna think you're one of those psychopaths. Texting from a droid, or I don't even know what the other smartphones are. I have no idea. I know Google makes a phone. I know that my friends that have them, their photos look way better than mine do. I don't know what that is. I'm sure other people are making better phones, but Apple has emojis and things. I don't know. Do other phones have emojis? I don't know. I have no idea. I listen to my podcast on Spotify now. What do I need Apple for? Probably nothing. Maybe nothing. But I'm committed somehow because, if I want to bone down on the internet, dating stuff, you got to be sending blue bubbles to girls, to randos. New iPhone. Thumbs down, buddy. iPhone 12. Sorry. Enjoy that thumbs down. Thumbs up. New Borat movie. Have you guys seen Borat? He's back. He looks a little older, but he is incredible. New Borat movie. Very fun. Would recommend. All these things, I got to tell you, in the age of Trump, it's getting less exciting to see smart people hoodwink dumb people. Gotta tell you. Whenever the Daily Show does one of those segments where they go to a Trump rally and they talk to people, and some moron is wearing like a misogynistic shirt and talks about, how Hillary Clinton can do like whatever terrible things, and then also is talking about how we need to respect women, and Jordan Klepper's just laughing in his face. Like, that's like it's funny, but it's also like, oh, this is a dumb human though. This is a dumb person. This isn't the majority of people. And it kind of just brushes everyone who's like at this Trump rally off as like complete idiots, which I don't think is true necessarily, even though probably a lot of them are. But all the people who end up on these shows are crazy people. They're all kind of crazy, and it feels like kind of punching down, even if they're wrong or even if they're dumb. And even if you're exposing some dark underbelly of the way the world works, it still just feels a little sad. Maybe that's what Sacha Baron Cohen's going for. I mean, he stays with these QAnon people, like these two dudes who are real into conspiracies and think the Clintons drink the blood of children, which maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I don't know. I'm not 100% on board with that. And he just hangs out with them, and they are like genuinely nice, loving human beings who just happen to believe in crazy shit. They're like Mormons and good people who are just crazy. And I don't know. It's like weirdly humanizing and all this stuff. There's that weird scene with Rudy Giuliani, which is strange, where he's like drinking and like probably touching a reporter inappropriately. That's exciting. That's worth watching. What a fall from grace Rudy Giuliani had. He went from being the greatest like mayor in New York history, cleaning up Times Square, making New York safe. And now he's just like Trump's stooge. And he's like some old drunk pervert who's like feeling up a reporter and getting trapped in Borat honeypots. I don't know. It's a great movie. Sacha Baron Cohen, he's a genius. This new girl he's got, because now Sacha Baron Cohen, so famous, Borat, so famous, everyone knows who Borat is. So he actually couldn't be Borat in a lot of this stuff. So now he's playing Borat in disguise as somebody else doing these bits. And he introduced this new character who's played by this Bulgarian actress who's absolutely insanely good. And now his daughter, it's his like 15-year-old daughter. It's like this 25-year-old playing his 15-year-old daughter. And they're doing all these dumb stuff. And then she's going out and doing like Borat things. And it's great. I mean, it's not as disgusting and like, I don't know, exposing as the first one, I guess. But it's still like, it's great. It's good. There's dumb people out there, and Borat's there to make fun of them, and it's awesome. It sounded like, I listened to some interview like on him on Good Morning America, and it sounded like he thought Rudy Giuliani was a creep. It sounded like he was. Rudy's like, this is all a mistake. The footage is damning. If Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen, thinks I'm a pervert, then he's a damn liar and all this stuff. And I don't know. Sorry, man. Sacha Baron Cohen thinks you're a creep, and I don't know why, but I believe him. I trust him. I don't know. For some reason, I trust comedians more than politicians. What is that about? What does that say about everyone? Somehow John Oliver is the most trusted source of news in my life. So sorry, if Sacha Baron Cohen says he was a creep and that he was worried about the safety of his female co-star around Rudy Giuliani, then I believe him. I don't know why I wouldn't. It's not a hard step to take, assuming that a crusty old conservative white man is, probably acting inappropriate around beautiful young reporters. But what do I know? I don't know. I'm just some idiot with a podcast. All right. Thumbs up for Borat movie. Also thumbs up for Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't know if you all remember, but he is married to Isla Fisher, and that is like just incredible confidence. You must be the most confident man in the world. I just rewatched Moneyball. And at the beginning of the movie, they're like talking about all the ways they used to judge baseball players before Billy Beane like took them on the turn of like looking at statistics on base percentage. And these old men are sitting around the table and they're like, well, the ball really cracks off his bat and he's got a juicy swing and, he doesn't connect often. But when he does, there's a nice sound off the bat, blah, 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 all this stuff. They love talking about the sound off the bat. And then one of these guys keeps talking about how attractive the person's girlfriend is. Oh, he's got an ugly girlfriend. Means no confidence. He's not going to be a good baseball player, which is like super awful. But, there's a point in there. And and Isla Fisher is like a babe and a half, almost two babes in one. And just the fact that Sacha Baron Cohen is can pull an Isla Fisher is like tells you everything you need to know about this guy. He's probably got a heart of gold, probably the best human being on the planet, and just a super cool guy, and probably confidence out the wazoo. I mean, that dude could probably do anything. He's like, I don't care. Married to Isla Fisher. What else you got? Sorry, conservative. I'll walk into your rally and start a chant about the Wuhan flu or whatever it is. You guys got to watch it. It's great. And it doesn't matter. I can whatever, do a period dance with my supposed 15-year-old daughter in front of a bunch of in front of a delegate. What's the one with the coming of age party for all these like rich white girls in the South? What is that? A delegante ball? Delegante ball. Well, he does a weird dance there, and it's embarrassing, but it's probably not embarrassing for a man who's married to Isla Fisher. So thumbs up, Borat. Thumbs up, Isla. Hope you guys are happy. We're going to end this thing on a thumbs down. Not having a toaster. I'm going to give that a thumbs down. Call me crazy, but when you want toast and you don't have a toaster, things get complicated real quick. I haven't had a toaster for a while, and I moved to this new apartment. The toaster broke immediately, and we just haven't bought a new one. And I've been craving some peanut butter and honey toast, which is one of my faves. You know, top 5 favorite ways to eat toast. Maybe that'll be coming up. I don't know, in a couple weeks, maybe, if I remember. Anyway, toast, it's tough. I've been like putting a little butter in a skillet and like just making toast in a skillet. Excuse me, and it works, but it takes, way more effort than I normally put into toast. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. And that is never more true than in reference to toasting a piece of bread. Every day when you wake up and you put 5-10 pieces of bread in a toaster, and you just know that when that thing dings, you're going to have, 5, 6, however many pieces of bread you put into the toaster, you're going to get that much toast back. And it's a metaphor, really, for life. You get out of it what you put into it. And if you give a little, you're going to get something back, and it's going to be warmed up and crispy for you. And that's how I live my life. And that's how my toaster works until it doesn't work. And I'm toasting in a skillet, which is a pain. So thumbs down, not having a toaster. Thumbs up to toasters. And that's it for thumbs up, thumbs down this week. Almost onto the topic. I have to do a quick redactment from last week. It wasn't a great list last week. I think this list is better this week for Tim Keck's top 5. Last week's Tim Keck's top 5. I did a list of top 5 things to do at the beach, and I didn't list bonfire on there. I guess I thought it was kind of lumped in with drinking at the beach, but that they're also separate things, but there's something magical about a bonfire at the beach. If you're drinking at a bonfire at the beach, that's even better. That's incredible. It's a perfect marriage. Beachside bonfires growing up. That was the dream. Being a kid, that was a good Friday night hang. I had a truck at the time, and we drive by like the back of Walmart and just take a bunch of pallets, throw them in the back, bring them down to the beach, pile them up, light a fire, hang out, shoot the shit, look at the ocean. Bonfire, man. Living life, smoking cigars, drinking beers, looking at the water, surrounded by friends and loved ones. Oh, it doesn't get better than that. That's got to be in my top 5. I don't know what you kick out. Probably sandcastles or something, but bonfires at the beach definitely belongs in my top 5. And now, guys, finally, I know you're like, Tim, this episode is supposed to be about candy. Talk about candy. We need to hear you talk about candy. Here we go, on topic, talking about candy. In anticipation of Halloween, candy, incredibly important in general, in life, but never more so than when you're a child. For some reason, candy as a kid is like top 5 most important things as a kid. I'll make that in a list another time, but it's super important when you're a kid. You're like, oh my God, candy, because it's like because you're dumb and you're stupid, and candy is like simple and easy to understand. And for some reason, as adults, we need our desserts to be more complex, I guess. You go to a restaurant you take somebody out for like a fancy dinner, you're celebrating something, an anniversary, a birthday, a graduation, and you buy a fancy meal, a fancy steak. They say, do you want dessert? Well, what do you have? Well, we have a lava cake and we have a banana creme something. And we have some like kind of pudding thing that we torched the top of it. And it's like a gooey thing in a jar. And you can eat that if you would like. And it's like an egg-based flan. We have a flan for you if you want the flan. And you're like, I don't know. I kind of just wanted a candy bar. And they say, I don't know where you think you are right now, but we're a classy establishment. And if you ask me for a candy bar one more time, we will throw you out on your butt. And what is that? I think that's problematic. Candy, delicious, incredible. As a kid, you love it. But as an adult, when was the last time you had a piece of candy? I don't even know. I don't know. I never get candy. Occasionally, I'll get a candy bar if I see one I like, which my favorite one on this list, spoiler alert, a little tough to find. In fact, a lot of the ones on my list are hard to find. But I feel like that's what makes them special. The exclusivity of candy. Maybe that's why we like other desserts now. Is because as an adult, what's the first thing you do? You get to college, you have your own money. What's the first thing you do? You go to the grocery store and you buy a gigantic Halloween bag-sized bag of candy. That's the first thing you do when you get to college. And then you buy some beer or you drink some beer and then you call it a day. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to eat all the candy you want because for the first time in your life, you can. And then you eat all the candies, you get sick and tired of them, and then you move on. You need something else to get your fix. It's like, I don't know, smoking pot. It's like a gateway drug to ultimately meth. If you know someone who smokes pot, you are on a slippery slope to freebasing heroin. And the only way to get out of that is to avoid the situation completely. So I'm sorry, but if you've ever had a piece of candy, it's not going to be enough. You're going to be like, snorting apple pies in a Perkins parking lot soon. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just lament the candy years. As a kid, candy, Halloween, man, filling that bag with candy, that was like the best. That was the best thing. Next week, I'll give you my tips, my advice for Halloween, which I've got plenty of them. I've got a ton. Play it for the kids. Let them know. There's strategies involved. And they think about it. They talk about it. The kid year revolves around this 3-month stretch. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Thanksgiving as a kid, who cares? It's a turkey. You don't even like turkey. It's dry. You don't get presents at Thanksgiving. But Halloween, you get a bunch of candy. And Christmas, you get presents. So that's great. One of the things my parents were probably very rational in this was I was only allowed to eat like a couple pieces of candy at a time. Like every day I could have like one piece of my candy. And then my mom would eventually eat the rest before I could get to all of it. But I always wanted that moment where you dump out the candy and then it seems like something from like a movie or a cartoon. And then you just eat all of it. And I wanted to, be a 5-year-old kid, just like, pass down a candy coma, just surrounded by wrappers. And I never got that. And maybe in hindsight, I wouldn't have recognized it, but I need to be an uncle or something, or just take a friend's kid and just feed them, a shit ton of candy to see what happens. I'm sure you get hyper and you go crazy and wild and you're bouncing off the walls and then you crash. And then it's like, cool, they're asleep. And now they're going to sleep the best sleep of their life. A nice candy sleep, the kind of sleep a drunk man sleeps, where it's hard and fast and tomorrow's going to be rough, but you don't care because right now you're sleeping. And that's the dream. So maybe I'll be able to give that to, a loved one someday. But until then, I can't do it. As an adult, I can't do it. I can't just gorge on candy anymore because now you get fat. You got to do it when you're young. And you got a metabolism and you can just run it off. But now, I don't know. Occasionally I treat myself to a candy. Occasionally I'll have a candy. I like a movie theater candy, but the trick for movie theater candy, which everyone knows, you don't buy candy at the movies unless you're a billionaire or an idiot. You always go to like a Walgreens or something beforehand. and you buy the cheap candy there, you fill your pockets. They're not patting you down at the movies. And if they are, maybe go to a different theater. It's a bad neighborhood. You shouldn't be walking around there at night. You get the candy, you pack your pants or in your jacket, or if you're with a girl, a purse. There's a billion different ways you can do this. You get your candy in there and then you can enjoy your delicious candy while you're watching a movie. That's a fun treat. Or maybe, you just want to kick back, relax, watch the sunset and listen to your favorite podcast and enjoy a nice candy bar. If you are, here's some candies that I would recommend in Tim Keck's top 5 favorite candies. Look at this. Honorable mention, Nerds Rope. Nerds Rope. It's up there. Guys, Nerds. So good. So good. Sometimes you're not in the mood. Me, most of the time, when I want a candy, I want chocolate. I'm a chocolate boy. I love chocolate, and I just want the chocolatiest chocolate I can get. So anytime there's a candy bar, if it's chocolate, I'm all about it. But sometimes you got to mix it up. Sometimes you want some fruity flavor. Sometimes you just want that rush of sugar. And Nerds is a great way to do it. Nerds on their own, hilarious, fun, great time. It comes in a box. If you get a small one, it's a little box with one color of Nerds, but then they sell the big box and it's got like two sides, like split down the middle, and one side's green and one side's red or whatever it is. And so then you can like take one and you can just like, oh, I'm going to eat all the green ones, or I can just take all the red ones. Or you man up, you open it up, you put your mouth over both of them and you knock it back. Like all these white girls at brunch are doing now with like their mimosas, where they just put the glass and the whole thing, like their lips around the whole outside of the bottle, and they tip it back, and they knock it all back at once. And there's all these hilarious videos of them breaking bottles and stuff. You do that with the Nerds. Now you're riding the nerd caboose, man. You're on the nerd train to Nerd Town, and you're just having a sugar rush for the rest of the day. And it's a good time. It's a great time. But it's messy, it's sloppy, it's inconvenient. What could be better than a box of Nerds? I don't know. What if they were all on a rope? That's incredible. Great idea. You're hired. Somebody put a bunch of Nerds on a gooey, gummy little string, and you get it in like a weird two it's a long tube plastic thing, and it's in like a little wood thing, like a little cardboard, and then you pull it out and you got a little rope and you can chew on the rope, and there's Nerds that fall off, and that's fun because it's kind of messy and cool. And the fun part about Nerds rope is you can't find it anywhere. I don't know. I get all my candy now from like bodegas and stuff, and they don't all carry it because it's a weird specific item. So you got to know a spot. You got to have a guy. You got to have a connection to get your Nerd rope. And that's why it's an honorable mention, man. It's an honorable mention, and maybe it should be in the top 5, but we'll start right at 5. Number 5, Tim Keck's top 5 candies, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Boom. Peanut butter, chocolate. Need I say more? This is not to be confused with Reese's Pieces. Is that the one? I always get confused. I thought Reese's Pieces was the peanut butter cup, but I think the peanut butter cups are just called Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's Pieces are like the M&M disasters that were in E.T., where it's like, cool, it's like an M&M, but it's just filled with disgusting peanut butter. Who wants that? I don't know why the peanut butter in the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is so good and the peanut butter in the Reese's Pieces is so bad. Disgusting. I don't know what it is about the Reese's Pieces that I find so appalling. But when you get like really, you have like food poisoning or something, and then every time, and then you just like think about that food and you're like, oh, disgusting. Or like you have a night where you go so hard at the bar and then you're like, oh man, I can never have tequila again. Just the smell of tequila. I'm like, oh, no thanks. I feel that way with Reese's Pieces. I don't know if I've ever eaten enough Reese's Pieces to like get a Reese's Pieces hangover and be like, swear these things off and be completely done with it. But it must have happened, or maybe I just don't like them because they are bad. And I will never accept a Reese's Pieces from anyone. And eating them would be my personal hell. But a peanut butter cup is delicious, man. I love a peanut butter cup. All these chocolate things, man, I pop them in the fridge. Oh, so good. The joy of a candy bar is the hard chocolate shell around something delicious on the inside. In this case, it's peanut butter. And I just want, with a cold Reese's Pieces, I just want a little bit of resistance in the chocolate. I want it to crack a little bit when I bite into it, and then just have that delicious peanut butter in the inside. Peanut butter and jelly move aside. There's a new cowboy in town. Peanut butter and jelly, move aside. There's a new cowboy in town. His name's Peanut Butter Honey. Peanut Butter Honey, get the heck out of here. Make room for peanut butter and pickles. Pickles, what are you doing here? Get out of the way, man. We got to make room for the new cowboy in town, and his name is Peanut Butter and Potato Chips. Have you ever had that on a hot dog? It's delicious. No, get out of here, Peanut Butter and Potato Chips. It's time for a new cowboy in this town, and we have peanut butter and chocolate. Delicious. Stands the test of time. Reese's Pieces. Number 5. Number 4, Whoppers. I love a good Whopper. I love a good malt ball. I just put Whoppers on here because malt balls, it feels like you got to get them in like a nice artisanal place or a Cracker Barrel or something, country and quaint, like a malt ball is old fashioned, old timey. It comes in like a plastic container with a sticker that somebody printed off at home. That's how you get a malt ball. And those are the best, obviously. A handcrafted malty ball of delicious goodness, like the Reese's Pieces, except on the inside, it's not peanut butter. It's sweet, delicious malt. Chocolate and malt is the new cowboy in town. Chocolate and peanut butter. Move on over because chocolate malt is here to stay. Chocolate and malt. Delicious. Whoppers, they're like the dollar version of malt ball, and they're delicious, and you can put those in the fridge too. They're great. Top 5 movie theater snack. I don't know if we ever do that list. I've been generating a lot of list ideas today. Whoppers, delicious, great for the movies. There's a bunch of balls. It comes in a fun little carton. You can dump them into your hand. That's incredible. Whoppers, number 4 on the list. Also, malt in general, delicious. If I'm at a place and I'm ordering a milkshake and they're like, for 25 more cents, you can make it a malt. It's like, we'll take my quarters. I know what I want. And it's a malt. Malt me up. Sweet, delicious shake person. I'm going to enjoy the shaky, this delicious chocolate shaky malt treat. I'm losing steam here, guys. Number 3 on the list of Tim Keck's top 5 favorite candies, Mounds Bar. Move over chocolate and malt. There's a new cowboy in town, and his name is Chocolate and Coconut. Delicious. Mounds Bar, made by the same people who make an Almond Joy. An Almond Joy, if you're not familiar with it, is a milk chocolate coating on some delicious coconut filling. Fantastic, phenomenal. I love it. And it comes with a little almond on the top of it, hence Almond Joy. Now, I'm a bigger fan of the ugly stepbrother of the Almond Joy, the Mounds Bar. Dirty, grittier, from the other side of the tracks. It's dark chocolate, and it's not fucking around. No almond for this guy, just sweet dark chocolate and that delicious coconut filling. It's so good. I don't know what it is about the milk chocolate that it gets an almond. Why doesn't the dark chocolate also get an almond? That's what I'm going to do next time I get a Mounds Bar. I'm going to buy a Mounds Bar and a bag of almonds, and then I'll put almonds on the Mounds Bar, and I'll report back to you guys. Either it's going to be incredible and it's just too good that they had to take it off the market because they're like, well, if we put an almond on the Mounds Bar, then we'll never be able to move all this milk chocolate we bought in bulk 10 years ago. So then it would be too good and no one would buy the Mounds Bar because the best part of the Almond Joy is probably the almond, I guess. I don't know. That's probably the only reason people would buy it when the dark chocolate option is out there. Dark chocolate, superior in every way to milk chocolate, and definitely white chocolate, which is like the ugly step cousin that's not even invited to the family reunion. Get out of here, white chocolate. Nobody wants you here. Dark chocolate Mounds Bar, man, throwing an almond on that is either the best thing ever or it's an abomination in defiance of God, and that's why they couldn't allow it. It's either the greatest thing ever or the worst thing to walk the planet, and I got to find out, and I will do it, and I'll report back to you guys. I'll do it before next week. I can make that commitment to you guys. A Mounds Bar with an almond on it, boom, I'll report back. Number 2 on my list. I feel like I'm going out on a limb here. My personal favorite, I don't know how many people are going to agree with me, but Runts, baby. When was the last time you had a Runt? You remember Runts? First off, great name, Runts. Who doesn't love Runts? First thing I think of, puppies, run to the litter. Got to tell you, always the cutest puppy. If you get half a chance to adopt the Runt, you get the Runt. Save the fancy dogs for the expensive money grubbing people who can afford it. Take the Runt. He's going to be cuter, He's going to have a scrappier personality. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And when he's drafted in the 8th round by the Patriots, he'll take that personally against the rest of the league and throw like a billion balls and touchdowns and win you a Super Bowl. Runts all the way. Now, a runt is not a candy-coated dog. So wrap your head around that. It is little fruits that don't really taste like fruit. They're just kind of like weird. It's like white, but like a candy coating. So they look like bananas and apples and grapes, I guess, but they don't really taste like that. They like taste a little like the banana one tastes a little bit like banana. The red one tastes a little bit like an apple, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what they are, but they're like kind of fruity and they scratch the same itch that like a Nerds rope does. It's like not as sugary and they're just the perfect like candy for like a candy dispenser. Do you remember those? Do they even have those anymore? Am I that old where, you know, you go to the car wash with your dad and for some reason you get out of the car and somebody puts it through the washing machine for you? Is that what it was? Was it a drive-through? It's the kind of thing like where, oh, you're waiting to see the mechanic and there's a gumball machine in the corner and you can get gumballs or you can get a handful of runts. And you hate gum, so you get the runts, and it's delicious and incredible every time. Another great movie theater snack. They're small. You can suck on them. You just put it in your cheek because when they're hard and then they soften up and then you can chomp through them. It's great. It's got all the mouthfeel you need. It's one of my favorites. I haven't had them in forever. I'm going to have to retry it. I haven't even seen them on a show. I don't know where I would get runts now, but I need a plug. I need to connect. If you know someone and on the down low, you can hook me up with some runts. Do it because they're number 2 on my list. Number 1 on Tim Keck's top 5 favorite candies, dark chocolate Milky Way. I love a Milky Way. Milky Way, it's great. It's the best of the big 3. And we know the big 3. Number 1, you've got Snickers. Right? A Snickers is chocolate coating around some nougat, some caramel, and some peanuts. And then the wise people at the Snickers company were like, well, what if people are allergic to nuts? Let's make a Milky Way. A Milky Way, chocolate coating, nougat, and caramel. Delicious. And then they're like, but what if some kids have braces? And kids with braces can't have caramel. So let's make a Three Musketeers bar, which is just chocolate around a nougat. And since I've had my braces off, I've been gravitating towards the Milky Way. I don't have a peanut allergy, but why risk it? Milky Ways are the best. Now, a while ago, they came out with something called a Midnight Milky Way. I think it's just a dark chocolate Milky Way. It's incredible. Dark chocolate, which again, you think it's going to be bitter because it sounds like good dark chocolate is bitter. But candy bar grade dark chocolate is just sweet, delicious awesomeness. Dark chocolate Milky Way, nougat. I think it's like vanilla in there. So I think it's like vanilla nougat and caramel. I don't even know. It's like white on the inside. It's delicious. And they make them in little tiny bite-sized Halloween things. So if you want to be a popular person in your Halloween neighborhood, get a box with one of those things in it. It's incredible. Chocolate wrapped around nougat and caramel. Move out of the way, coconut and chocolate. There's a new cowboy in town and his name is chocolate nougat, maybe vanilla nougat with caramel. And it's so good, and it's my favorite. And there's nothing funny to say about it because it's just that good. That's why it's number 1 on Tim Keck's top 5 favorite candies. Number 5, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Honorable mention, Nerds Rope. Number 4, Whoppers. Whop, whop. Number 3, Mounds Bar. Number 2, Runts. And number 1, Dark Chocolate Milky Way. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you so much. I love you all. I appreciate you listening. You're the best. Give us a rate and review if you can, I guess. That's a thing. Is that still happening? If you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and slap a little 5-star rating on there if you want to write a little note. Tim Keck's so handsome. It comes through the microphone when he talks. Oh oh my God, he's a passionate and wonderful lover. I'm sure he's incredible, in real life. Oh my God, he has so much money. He's rich and successful and powerful and so handsome. I can tell all of this from his voice, listening to his podcast, or write your own note, whatever. Slap a little 5-star rating on there. Give us a little note. Email the show if you can. Next week's topic is Halloween. Give me your Halloween takes. I'll be giving you my Halloween advice. If you have any suggestions for thumbs up, thumbs down, shoot me a little email. Guys, email the show, call the show, let me know. And the king stays king. Bye.